Okay then, so this is the video where everybody in the comment sections get to say, Rorschach, we told you not to trust Nick Spencer. He's an NPC progressive. He's going to be wearing the mask of storytelling entertainer for a while, but inevitably before long the mask is going to slip and you are going to see the true soy face, the true sneering, simpering, weak, beta, corporate friendly, male feminist, Democratic Party supporting piece of crap that he always was from the very beginning. You're going to see that, Rorschach, and then you're going to go onto YouTube and you're going to do a video like this where you start moaning about it. What can I say? I live in perpetual hope. Hello guys, it's disappointed Rorschach here. I know, okay, I know. I give these people far too many chances, don't I? I always hope that they're actually going to listen to some criticism or change, you know. Most people change during their lifetimes, don't they? At least you should do. You shouldn't be the same person in your 20s as you are in your 40s, but now the regressive writers, and when I use the term progressive, I actually mean it in terms of like a pejorative, because that's actually what it is. There's nothing virtuous about being a progressive. It means you're compromised. It means you're cucked. It means you're doing what the corporations want you to do. You're not a brave person. You're a cowardly person. You're a compromised person. You're a person who should not be able to look at himself in the mirror without feeling a deep sense of shame. So yeah, progressive is definitely a pejorative. So yeah, but I'm just... No, I'm reading these books and I'm hoping that there'll be something that gets through the bubbles, the block bubbles of Twitter, gets through the cracks, and they'll start to try to at least resonate with a little bit of reality. And no, that doesn't happen, does it? Okay, so here we go then. The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 29. Let's get into the book and start criticising it. There's a lot to criticise here. I won't be buying issue number 30. Oh man. I was literally choking on my protein shake in the gym when I was reading this book. The problems, by the way, began right here. Before I even started to read it, the problems began. We got this character, Randy Robertson. Who is Randy Robertson? Randy Robertson is the African-American male version of this character here. He is a Gary Sue, or golden good brother, whatever you want to call him. A morally virtuous man of high IQ, who just does the right thing all the time, hasn't got any testosterone about him, hasn't got any aggression about him, hasn't got any masculinity about him at all. The kind of African-American male that you only get in comic books, which is really actually insulting to actual African Americans, because it totally cucks them, it emasculates them basically, and it's always a boring character, because you know that this morally virtuous vehicle of progressive, virtue signaling is never going to do any wrong. What can you do with a character who never does any wrong? It'd be like writing comic books where Superman has to make an appearance in every book, and with Superman, don't you, because he's morally virtuous, that he's kind of limited in what you can do with him. But anyway, we got a plethora of these Gary Sues in mainstream fiction today. And Nick Spencer not only has Randy Robertson, but he also has another Gary Sue introduced into his narratives. This time a guy called Agent Albright. I don't think this Agent Albright actually says one single word. he just sits around and allows a villain to shower him with praise, really, about how smart he is. Anyway, I'll talk about that in just a couple of seconds. I want to get through this bit first. Right, so Randy Robertson, Gary Sue Robertson, has a girlfriend called Beetle. I assumed he would dump her, but apparently not. In the last issue then, Beetle revealed to the boyfriend, Randy Robertson, that she is a villainous piece of crap who just likes, running around town causing random acts of criminality, because isn't it fun to be a villain? What was his reaction to this? Well, he was very surprised. He'd been dating this girl for a long time, and apparently they hadn't had an in-depth conversation at all, and he didn't realise that she was a total and utter sociopath. So that wasn't very believable, and it made Randy Robertson look, well, not quite as intelligent as Nick Spencer was trying to write him. Anyway, forget all that. In issue number 29 then, what's happening in a relationship? As he kicked her out of his apartment. As he called the cops, is she in jail? No. She's not getting any comeuppance at all. She's trying to fix her relationship with Randy Robertson, and now she's working at the same community centre that the Gary Sue Randy Robertson is working at with Mary, what's her name? Not Mary Jane, Aunt May. With Aunt May. So we got a total and utter a piece of crap working at the homeless shelter with her boyfriend. I guess the boyfriend thinks this is not going to be a problem. What is he going to change her? He's going to change the very nature of her, a very nature which she was completely honest with him. She told him all about in the last issue. I guess he can fix her, right? I guess this is a good message for the guys out there. What you need to do, guys, get a really sociopathic girlfriend, a total and utter piece of shit, and then you can change her. How beta and feminized is this? And that's what the man is trying to do in the relationship. Okay, so quite a big problem, and I haven't even started reading the book yet. I'll tell you what would have been kind of interesting, though, is if we saw Randy Robertson and Beetle in the pages of this comic book, and perhaps we got a scene where Randy said, yeah, get the fuck out of my flat, you nut job. I want nothing to do with you anymore. That doesn't happen. You don't actually see Randy or Beetle at all. So why have you mentioned them, Nick? Instead, we get an entire issue of Peter Parker acting like a potential like stalker and girlfriend murderer in the making. Let me say that again. I sort of bumbled that sentence, didn't I? Okay. So what we got is Peter Parker, jealous, insecure, of lower status than his girlfriend, very stalkerish. He wants to take her to the airport. He fails, because Peter Parker always fails, doesn't he? And at the end of the book, he's very, very sad. He's thinking about going to that Pornhub site, and he's looking at his sock drawer. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I'll show you this panel. Okay, so it wasn't, explicitly stated, but that's the impression I get here. He's thinking, I'm such a failure. All right. So his girlfriend is buggering off to Hollywood, basically. He's going back to university. There's going to be a power dynamic in their relationship, a power which is going to shift all the way to her. I see a future of extreme jealousy, of her being tempted by a Hollywood producer to further her career, and Peter Parker perhaps, well, we've all seen the stories, haven't we? We've seen the stories of what happens in a relationship where the lady's career skyrockets to the moon whilst the bloke gets left behind in the dust. The blokes don't always tend to take that so progressively. Actually, that's the problem. They do take it progressively. They end up doing what Zoe Quinn's boyfriend did, or what that bloke did a few months ago. Do you remember when he took that girl to the concert and she drove him home? He felt like he was completely nutty cucked. And then you saw her dead body all over the internet, didn't you? It was kind of gross. Actually, it was really, really gross. And that's what I see in their relationship here. That's how I see their relationship. But Nick Spencer is not going for that. He's trying to make it sweet and trying to make you feel sorry for Peter Parker, who's got great power and great responsibility and all that kind of stuff. But it's really a window into the progressive mind and how their relationships work. How they want to empower the ladies as much as possible, put themselves on the back burner, when it's just going to create problems in the long term, because females are naturally, well, they're not predisposed to liking beta male losers, are they? They want resource gainers, they want protectors, they want providers. The females, we all know this, do we not? How can we lose all the lessons of the past? Females don't like the guys who are under them. It's why they always go for guys taller than them. It's very, very simple. You just check out a dating website. They're hypergamous, females. Females are hypergamous. They're all about gaining resources, and that's why they pick their boyfriends, because they feel like their boyfriends are going to be good resource providers. Yet in comic books, it's always the other way around. The girls are always the blinking resource providers, and the guys are what? They're nothing. Even Spiderman. Oh, by the way, that was good to get that off my chest. And Nick Spencer does this. Well, I hate it when writers do this. Sometimes I feel like nothing ever changes. This is the very first panel in the book. that I'm stuck in a cycle, the same things happening to me over and over. This is Nick Spencer saying to you, reader, what I'm about to give you now, right now in the pages of this comic book is the same old thing that I've been doing for the last, since I started writing comic books. Spider-Man is in a never-ending loop. He's always going to be feeling like he's not at the right place at the right time. He's always going to be a little bit too late because great power, great responsibility. That's all we got. Sorry guys, that's all you're going to get from me. I haven't got any more ideas. Well, I've got some ideas. The jealousy angle, the potential stalker angle, the murdering your girlfriend angle. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Don't you think? Peter Parker accused of the murder of Mary Jane because of jealousy. Twist, it wasn't really Peter Parker because he's a hero, it's some sort of villain. So easy to do interesting things in comic books today. Or you can say, I'm stuck in a cycle, the same things happening to me over and over again. You are the person writing this comic book, Nick Spencer. You've got complete and utter agency. You're a big name. You can do pretty much whatever you want. But what do you choose to do instead? We'll just keep it safe. Just do the same thing over and over again. And hey guys, I did warn you. I did warn you that what I was doing at the beginning of the book. So this is your fault. You can't criticise me. I told you this would be a piece of crap. And it's a piece of crap. So not my fault. Oh, come on. Right, so off goes insecure Peter. Whine. But where does Peter Parker go to get some wisdom? You know what it's like being a guy, don't you? You need the advice of another man, maybe an older man who's got a bit of life experience who can give you some benefit of his years of wisdom. Or if you're a soy boy loser, a very feminised man, you can go to that font of all wisdom, the Oracle at Delphi, Aunt May, and she can tell you great pearls of wisdom like this. She can deliver golden nuggets of information like, you couldn't lose MJ if you tried. Horrible advice. Of course you could lose your girlfriend if you tried. How about calling her a career whore? How about slap her in the face? How about shagging her best mate? How about not paying her endless compliments all the time? There's lots of things you could do to lose a girlfriend. It's very, very easy. Actually, the easiest thing he could do to lose his girlfriend is just let her have a Hollywood career. He's guaranteed to lose his girlfriend as he goes back to university. Terrible, terrible advice. But he's getting it from his aunt rather than his dad or someone who actually knows what they're talking about. But that's not what Nick Spencer's going for here. He's trying to make this person as some sort of Hillary Clinton elder, I don't know, matriarchal authority figure who actually knows what she's talking about. Total and utter nonsense if you just actually read the words that are coming out of her mouth, which of course, never forget, is the mouth of Nick Spencer. I don't think there's a lot of wisdom coming from the mind of Nick Spencer. He doesn't appear to get out very much. That's the impression I get when I read his comic books. Okay, so let's get to the second Gary Sue character in the book. How are we going to introduce him? Well, we're going to introduce him through the character of Spider-Man's sister. What? I didn't know he had a sister. Well, apparently he's got a sister. But I've been reading his books the last few months and his sister wasn't mentioned. Well, she is now. She's just his sister. So, okay, so Spider-Man's got a sister. And she's a government agent, which obviously means that she's a good person. And she's got a problem. Pretty girl, got a problem. I'm like, totally got a problem. And you're like a man. And it's your job to serve. So, feelings, Peter. Feelings, Peter. Feelings, Peter. Oh, okay, I guess I'll help you then. It's your job, Peter, to serve the ladies. You can't put your fingers in your ear. She's pretty. You gotta serve her. So he's going to serve the lady. So why is the lady worried? Because her boyfriend, her Gary Sue boyfriend, has been kidnapped by this Chameleon guy. The Chameleon then goes on a lengthy exposition run, which is absolutely ridiculous and a sign of lazy writing from Nick Spencer. So lots of exposition, littered with compliments about how totally smart and high IQ this guy is. Look what he says. Where is it? That well-trained mind of yours. That wonderful mind. Yes, we get it, Nick Spencer. People who look like this are of high IQ. It's a well-known thing. if you're progressive. How insulting is it to the black community that these characters keep popping up in the pages of comic books? Not because they're always portrayed as high IQ, but because they're so weak, they're so beta, they're so lame, and they're obviously just being used as empty shells where the writer can signal is great virtue about, all the usual stuff which is coming from the corporate hive mind today. So this virtuous person, I don't think he even speaks. He just exists as a shell of Nick Spencer's virtue. Anyway, so the lady needs to rescue him because this is how it works in the real world. The guys love to get rescued by the ladies. It's a male fantasy. Did you know that, guys? It's a masculine fantasy to be rescued by your girlfriend. Well, it must be because it happens all the time in comic books today. So the girlfriend comes to the rescue. She's a little bit late. Spoiler, the boyfriend dies. No, he still hasn't spoke. And now she's going to go on some sort of death wish rampage because, again, another common feminine fantasy is to get revenge for the death of a loved one, isn't it? It's not like the world's on its head, like the genders have been turned upside down, is it, Mr. Spencer? No, this is a feminine thing, and that's a masculine thing. This in no way at all is resonant with biology or reality at all. It's unbelievable, really, really bad. And at the end of the book, Peter Parker, because he's got his tissues ready in the background for his visit to Pornhub, he's very sad because he didn't get to drop Mary Jane off at the airport. You stalker, you stalker, dude. Oh my god. So the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 29. I've been ranting for a long time now. It's a bloody awful comic book. This is a moment then when Nick Spencer's mask is ripped off his face and you see the progressive NPC in all its ugliness, really. All its stupidity, all its denial of science, biology and reality, and ticking off all the little boxes of diversity and all the usual crap that you get from your regular HSBC bank advert or parade, rainbow parades marching up and down the street, sponsored by Goldman Sachs. Nice one, Nick Spencer. How very compliant of you. Okay, so that's the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 29. I guess my love affair with Nick Spencer is now officially over. That actually might be the title of the video. Thanks for checking it out. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you'd be so kind. I need to get myself a cup of tea. I need to calm down. I was getting a little bit overexcited there, wasn't I? But I had a lot to get off my chest, and hopefully you enjoyed my rant. Cheers, take care, and I'll catch you all later.